You make me feel young again. You make me feel very, excited. Look at me. But this is not bad. There's nothing wrong. People love this.
Yes.
Yes,
It's
it's
so
very
sexy. I'm
beautiful.
leaving.
My God.
Can't talk to a girl like that.
Greetings, YouTube. This is the Garage Autonomist. Tomorrow night, Thursday, May the 3rd, 10:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. I will be doing an open mic. This means that anyone in the chat room is welcome to introduce whatever topics they want to talk about, or I'll be reading from the chat room, or you can just simply join the hangout and you can bring up whatever you want. Now, I have to say that I'm going to have to be super strict with my time tomorrow night because I've got a big meeting Friday morning. So there's stuff that I got to prepare for that. So I just got to get up early Friday morning. I will be leading the discussion though in tomorrow night's hangout, talking about Bill Cosby. As you all remember, the verdict came down like last Wednesday, Thursday, and I already had a set topic as we were talking about cyber mobbing and dogpiling. I will say this. It looks like that there was a lot of people out there who may have differed with what was being said. And you do know that the discussion was open to detractors or people who disagreed. That invitation is still open. Because I got to be really strict with my time tomorrow, you are welcome to join in the chat. You are welcome to join in the hangout and bring up any kind of talking points you may have had based on last week's hangout, or we could just simply schedule it for the following Thursday. Now, a couple of things that I want to talk about right now is one, I want to give a huge shout out to YouTuber Olivia R. Now, Olivia R has a far larger audience than I do. She has been on YouTuber Junk Pile Video, basically exposing him for what we've always been saying, at least us leftist and progressive YouTubers have been saying about him ever since his channel has surfaced about a year ago. That one, it is strangely odd for a man who is not African American, says he doesn't have any attraction to westernized African American women, but yet is heavily involved in the African American community on YouTube and their opinion of Sansaray. So much so that some people have seen his behavior being a personal vendetta. He knows that a lot of the men in the black manosphere don't like her, but then they're kind of balanced out in some way in terms of hating on other black women as well. But no, he seems to want have a more organized focus on her in particular. It then began to become noticeable to a lot of black women YouTubers who are detractors of Sansaray. One was brave enough to speak out about this YouTuber, Cara B. Now, upon that, let's just look at this dude's behavior. You know, this is someone who's almost acting like a goddamn provocateur. With that, a lot of people began to suspect him, Olivia. He's very brave in that because we know that there's a lot of coons involved in the black manosphere who will not listen to reason whatsoever. And she braved that storm for a little bit in terms of those who came out, a lot of the misogynists who came out to attack her. But now she's pretty much going back to the stuff that she's always been doing, which is talking about social injustice aimed at the black community and whatever else the hell else she wants to talk about. So I just want to give her a shout out. I wish that I had made a video earlier in solidarity earlier part of this week, but time just didn't allow it. Another thing that I want to talk about is Jacob Godwin. Jacob Godwin is one of the racist attackers of DeAndre Harris. Now, as you all remember, I spoke about DeAndre Harris last summer during the Charlottesville counter protests. DeAndre participated in those counter protests, and what happened was he was cornered in one of the inside parking garages, and he was cornered by a group of white supremacists who were participating in the protests there. As you remember, in Charlottesville, they were protesting the taking down of old Confederate heroes and statues, and it was a huge rally that was to be set for a couple of days, but lots of counter protesters participated. And unfortunately, besides DeAndre being a casualty, along with Heather Heyer, who was actually murdered by one of these alt-right / white supremacists. So it turns out that a jury has found Jacob Godwin, one of the men who beat DeAndre Harris, to be found guilty of malicious wounding. The jury is deliberating about the sentence. And so soon we'll be hearing what the sentence will be. He, like a lot of other alt-writers on YouTube, have all chimed in saying that somehow DeAndre Harris was the one who was committing acts of violence, when of course there has never been any video footage to show such a thing. And even if he were doing anything, it certainly would not have been equal to 6 people against 1 with metal poles. Fuck that liar. He's going to prison. So that's about it, y'all. That's going to be tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about Bill Cosby. Again, detractors are open to participate. Detractors from last week's hangout are invited if time allows. If not, then I'll make room for next week. So that's it. I will see you all tomorrow night, 10:30, 11:30 p.m. This is the Garage Autonomist.